Hey Pisces, I'm Eleanor and welcome to Peaches by Starlight Tarot. This is your third week of July reading and I'm using Hazelmoon's Hawaiian Tarot to discuss your weekly energies of the Six of Swords and ride the wave. So this is going to be going with the flow, handing over the wheel, just like when you ride on public transit. There's nothing you can do but sit back and trust the driver, trust the universe. Or like surfing. So you got these dolphins here. We have this Hawaiian beachy energy. So there's a sense of less passive than sitting on public transit, but being able to surf the waves. And so I am using animal voices for a pick a card at the end. Go ahead and set your intention, whether you feel like card 1, 2, or 3, or more than one of those will have a message for you. Leave it open for whatever it is that you need to hear, or you can ask a question, but it won't answer yes or no or when, just how, what, why. When I pull cards, I ask that there be a message for everyone that comes across the video, whether you are a Pisces or not, whether it is in the third week of July or not, that when you come across this video, there's a message for you in it some way. But if you would like a private reading, if you want one all to yourself, my Etsy page is linked below. So this week you have the 9 of Swords, the Ace of Swords, the 6 of Swords, which is double confirmation right there, and the Warrior of Swords. That's like the Knight in the traditional. I apologize for being so distracted by my hair. This is anyway, your whole reading is swords. So we are talking about a mental process. We're talking about your thoughts and headspace. It's all going to be internal. Except this one card, this Ride the Wave. We have all this watery emotion, and this is going to be, it's like the emotion is it's the water beneath the surface. It is all the driving force. It's what's driving all of this thought and motivating all this thought process. The cerebral activity is animated by your emotions at this time. And so beginning with the 9 of Swords, this is exactly the energy you're moving away from with these 6 of Swords. Being up in your head, telling yourself stories, driving yourself crazy, and catastrophizing. And with these 2 6 of Swords, we are moving away from that into calmer waters, into more peaceful times, onto a different shore, a different way, a peace of mind and well-being. And so with the 9 of Swords and the Ace of Swords, speak it out, say it out loud. When it comes out of your mouth, like this is sometimes why a therapist will sometimes just sit there and nod and kind of go, and like it's, some are super helpful and some that's all they do, okay? And this, or talking to a friend that can't really help but will just listen out of your mouth, and then it re-enters your ears, and it's in so doing you may be able to hear the flaws in your thinking and the flaws in your logic. When it's all locked up in your head, it can easily spiral out of control and feel sane and seem, not sane, that's not a fair word. Makes sense? In your mind it all makes sense, but when you try to speak it, it doesn't anymore. And so saying it to someone or yourself, it lets off that pressure. And another thing I want to say, if you wouldn't say it to someone else, why would you say it to yourself? So speak it, say it out loud, and see if that doesn't bring it into perspective. How does it sound when you hear it? Can you hear yourself? And does that help? And that's the thing about self-talk. They say if you have a lot of negative self-talk, to carry around a picture of yourself as a kid, a cute little kid picture of you, and ask yourself, would I say this to that little person? Would I say this to my kid? Would you say this to anyone? Then why would you say it to you? All right, let me tune into Pisces. Okay, card 1 for Pisces. Albatross, faith, journey, hope. That the message of the albatross, it doesn't flap. It doesn't work hard. It opens its wings and it lets the wind do the whole work. That's exactly what Ride the Wave is doing. So it doesn't have to be such an effort. say it out loud. Like all that work, this is the Nine of Swords. That's all the efforting that's going on up here. Release it. Speak it and release it. That can be writing something down and burning it. Allow it to be easy. Lotus Blue Butterfly, card 2. Transformation, lightness, and beauty. Once again, lightening up. And this is also a card about cycles and knowing when's the right time. Where are you in the process? Are you at the beginning, the caterpillar? Are you being broken down in the cocoon? They were talking about, you know, caterpillars don't just sprout wings in there. They're liquefied. So you may be in that liquefaction process. That Nine of Swords is just like chopping you all up and dicing you and slicing you and liquefying you like in a food processor. And now it's time to reemerge. So coming out of the cocoon is where you speak those words, or ask for help, or show them. Show your work. Card 3, Fairy Wren, spontaneity, creativity, and light. Once again, lightening up. And we have we've got 2 in here. So usually there's a lot of blue. Yeah, that's a blue bird. So that's, once again, throat chakra, communication, saying it to another, calling on friends for help, lightening your emotional load, lightening your mental load by letting someone else hear it. Okay? Getting feedback, or just letting them nod and support, and you kind of do the work yourself. All they do is be a good sounding board for you. Okay, Pisces? Like, share, and subscribe, and all that good stuff, and I'll talk to you in a week. Thank you.